let's go back to Jeff Zweifel, M&Z law firm, very big time short sale specialists. You got lots of stuff down. Yes, yes. Did you know that, Jeff? Short sale specialist.
Well,
you're also an attorney, right?
We prefer to say that we practice in the area of short sales.
Oh, yeah.
Not that we're specialists.
Okay. All righty. There you go. Good deal. All right. There's a lot of changes that are always happening in the short sale process. Why don't you kind of hit on a few of those for us?
Well, we've seen some what we think are some exciting changes for the consumer in the short sale environment, I guess you'd say. The consumers might not know, or the borrowers, that there are a lot of incentives out there that you may be eligible for if you choose a short sale, and that means that you may have the chance to get cash back at closing. I know that both Chase and Bank of America have their own what may be called co-op programs, where there is substantial cash back if you qualify, and it's on certain loans, not all Bank of America, not all Chase loans. FHA has an incentive if you qualify, if you have an FHA mortgage. There's still the HAFA, Home Affordable Foreclosure Alternatives. That has been extended, and there is up to $3,000 cash back there as well. So there is substantial cash back in some areas that can help you in moving expenses and so forth. We've also seen a movement towards relaxing the eligibility for a short sale. And as of November 1st, Fannie Mae guidelines really would allow someone to remain current on their loan and in certain circumstances still be able to be approved for a short sale.
Now, Andy, that's a big change. I mean, because I remember when this first started, I mean, we couldn't tell people you got to miss payments to be able to get it. But some of the servicers were saying that hey, we can't talk to you until you started missing those payments.
Yep.
So that's a big change.
I had that happen actually this summer. We had a client of ours that they said they were missing payments, and they weren't. They actually were staying current. And we got the approval done. But it was once we finally saw what was going on, they'll determine it. I mean, Jeff, maybe you can cover a little bit of this. If you are insolvent or you have a limited amount of cash that you have to continue maintaining that payment schedule, and that cash is not being replenished, that's another version of negotiating, that being proactive, presenting the bank saying, hey, inevitably I'm going to start losing this house. Let's be proactive here,
Absolutely. And we thought this was the case, but now it's really been formalized. They have what they call an imminent danger of default standard, where certain things such as your severance package is running out in 2 months, you're being relocated, you have a disability and so forth, where you're current today, but it's imminent that you will not be able to continue to make the payments. They're recognizing that and allowing you to move forward, where by and large it was very difficult to not impossible, but very difficult to get a short sale approved where the borrower was current on the payments.
Well, and I was going to say a little bit more, going back to the the consumer receiving an actual payment or money at closing. The idea is not to incentivize the seller to go through this process. It's more or less to help them make the decision easier. For an example, using that money for relocation. If they have children in the house, I know that a lot of times I've helped families or the banks have done it, but when I'm helping a family sell their house, the more dependents that are in that house determines the amount of money that they will help them with the relocation, down payment, or whatever. They call it cash because they can use it however they want. But really the gist behind it is to help them relocate the family to a safe, environment, out of where they're coming from. So
absolutely. And I think it's the banks as well. They see it as a good financial decision for them as well.
Because we've always talked about this. They don't want the properties back. They really don't. I mean, it's an unfortunate business decision. People are in a tough spot, and they'd much rather work with and negotiate through than to default, and then the big bad bank gets the house back. And that's not what it's about at all, is it, Jeff?
No, I don't think so. And even we've seen in FHA properties that are going through short sale, they have very stated rigid guidelines on who is eligible. And until recently, there's a process called a variance from those guidelines. That was almost never granted. And now we're seeing variances even from FHA.
Well, I think, too, what a lot of people don't really kind of think about is they think about their situation. Well, a lot of these banks and servicers are dealing with millions of people. And, I mean, to be fair, they didn't know what was happening either. I mean, we'd never gone through something like this before, and so now it's catching up. And I mean, they're being a lot more proactive and getting these things done, because we've all seen the shorter time period. I mean, this is in the traditional market too. The shorter time period that baby's on the market, the more money you're going to make. And that's the same thing with the short sale. If people know that, hey, I can get into it and close on it, like this other 8-week thing, I don't know what's happening. And then people hear that and they're like, oh my gosh, stay away from short sales. But it's so much better now.
It really is, and relatively, but it is so much better. Another thing is that they are streamlining the processes. Fannie Mae and probably Freddie Mac, they're going to allow a short sale to go through if the borrower is already 3 months in arrears and a below 620 credit score. That's going to end their underwriting there. And in the example we saw, it had to still go from the lender, like Bank of America, to Fannie Mae. So you have two government or two bodies approving it. They're going to let them be approved right by the servicer, right by the bank, because they want to streamline these processes. I really think they do.
All right, we're going to take a break and be right back again. If you'd like to get involved in the show, we welcome your questions at 651-989-9226 or 866-989-9226, or send a text at 81807. Back with more of the Real Estate Radio Hour here on 830 WCCO.